Hi, I'm Jenna, also known as Retro Lemon, and this is episode 29. Oh, we got a lot to cover today. We got prizes to give away. I love giving away prizes. So, first off, I want to say thank you for coming back and watching if you are a returning viewer, and a huge welcome if you are a new viewer, and a big hello to all the new members in the group as well. So, first off, we're going to give away the Laugh Love Knit Design charity sock pattern. I opened up the thread for that, about a week and a half ago. Told you about it last week. And it is an ebook with 5 sock patterns. Each sock represents a different charity. Let's see here. Had it all pulled up. I'm trying to be organized. So, Megan, who's Laugh Love Knit on Ravelry, generously donated a copy of the ebook to give away to all of you. And the winner for that was, I went ahead and picked all the numbers beforehand because there were so many numbers to pick. So I don't know who won. So I get to find out when you find out. Well, I guess if you're watching later, I find out first. So for the ebook, the winner out of 49 entries, so I entered the number 2 through 49 in the random number generator, was number 47. So, number 47 is Knitting on the Floor, who is Kirsty. So she says, I really like the Slip into Paradise socks. They are just so different and they look like they would keep your attention while knitting. Very nice. I agree. They all look very nice. All the socks are beautiful patterns. So next we're going to move into the July-August knit along, which was the Retro Lemon Studio Toy Free for All. So it was any toy pattern by me. And I have to say, I'm kind of sad to see this winding down because it was so much fun to see all the creative ways that people, knit and decorate the pattern. So the first winner, who gets the wonderful skein of Dancing Dog Dye Works Waltz Worsted Weight in the Jelly Beans colorway, is number 40. Let's see, number 40 would be page 2. Looking for number 40. Is GI Punk Jen, who is also known as Jen, who is the dyer behind 716 Knits. So congratulations, Jen, you get a skein of yarn in the lovely Jelly Beans, which is like rainbows plus pink. I think you'll really like it. Next up is number 37, and before I tell you who won it, I want to show you what you get. You get this really cute vintage styled strawberry shortcake, because a few years ago they went and redid her and gave her a makeover. Not as cute. I like traditional strawberry shortcake. So it is this adorable box bag that was donated by Mostly Munchies, who is known as Melissa also, and she does the bags with the zippers for the Silver Pumpkin. So you get the box bag and the Notions pouch. And 37 won't be very far. I passed it up. 37 is D. McKnit Stuff. And she made an orbit. So did Jen. And her name is Deidre. So, Deidre, congrats. Make sure you PM me your address. All the winners who win stuff that needs to be sent out. Okay, next is number 4. And you will be winning this beautiful skein of 716 Knit, 716 Strong, which is Jen's worsted base, and it is so soft. It is so soft, and the colorway is called Pre-Birthday Spanking. Okay, let's see, number 4. Number 4 is Ami Yes I Am, and she made a Chelsea the Chatterbox out of hand spun. And her name is Suzanne. So congratulations, Suzanne. Like I said, please PM me your address, full name and address. And then the next winner will get the Fruit Loops Gang pattern by Susan Claudino, who is No Knit Sherlock on Ravelry. So number 13 is the winner. And that is Scully B. She made an owl puff. Well, okay, I'm assuming it's a she. Her name's Michelle. So I'm good. So Michelle, I will PM Susan and let her know you are the winner of the Fruit Loops Gang pattern. And then last, but most certainly not least, the winner is number 16. And you will be winning the knitting pattern guides from Anders Mill and a cute blue. Okay, it reminds me like the bottom of a swimming pool. But you could almost say it's blue and white giraffe print because it almost looks that way. But either way, number 13, you are Phoenix Fire. And her entry was an owl puff as well. And Phoenix Fire is Tracy. So Tracy, PM me your address, please. And that is it for prizes. Yay! We got through that pretty quick. I think I like picking the numbers ahead of time. But I like finding out with all of you who the winners are. So, really quick, we're going to talk about the September-October knit-along. It starts Saturday. I am so excited. I will go ahead and open up the threads Saturday sometime. If I stay up late, I'll try to do it around midnight. The knit-along is for fall or fall-winter accessories, so gloves, mittens, fingerless gloves and mittens, hats, scarves, towels, all that kind of stuff to help keep you warm in the cooler months, or like when it gets here and you get 3 feet of snow and you're freezing. So, also I figure I'll mention now, because I know Diane will mention it as well. I am doing a joint knit along with Diane of Knittables in October. In October, it'll be a monster / toy knit along. Diane always calls all of the toys monsters, whether it's like a technical monster or not. So yeah, so if you're doing a monster or a robot or some type of animal, just kind of Halloweenify it. You can either knit it in Halloween kind of colors or dress them up. I love it when I see people take a basic toy pattern and then they put a little costume on it. Love it. So Diane has hers as a spin along knit along. So for Diane, in Diane's group, which you have to be a member of to enter in her group, you can spin some fiber to make your yarn, and you can enter the spun fiber into the prize thread. Then when you spin up your monster, you can put a picture of the finished object in there. So that gives you 2 entries if you spin the fiber and knit the toy. For my part of the knit along, since I thought, well, Diane's, you know, letting people put 2 entries in some way, I'm like, I think I will let you knit any toy pattern you'd like. But if you knit a pattern that's one of mine, you can put it in for 2 entries. So you can just do a double post or whatever, however you decide to do it. And that way you can do, you know, you can have one pattern. If you spin the fiber, it's one of my patterns, you can enter it up to 4 times. Twice in Diane's, twice in mine. It doesn't get any better than that. But of course, the stipulations are you have to be a member of my group, Retro Lemon Studio, to win in my group, obviously. And then you have to join Diane's group in order to post your finished items and win in her group. And let's see, they have to be a monster, they have to be Halloween themed. I think that's about it on details that I can think of at the moment. And then I want to say a huge thank you because I've been contacted by Melissa, who's mostly Munchies. She will be donating another project bag, as one of the October Knit Along prizes. And then Susan, who on Ravelry is Rista1313, has generously donated one of her bags as well. So if anyone else would like to donate to either the Fall Winter Accessories prizes or the Halloween Knit Along prizes, please just PM me on Ravelry or email me, retrolemon@gmail.com, and let me know that you're interested in donating. And then speaking of Susan, she just opened an Etsy shop called Girl Cave Bags. Like, Girl Cave is all one. I keep thinking like it's like Bat Cave, but it's Girl Cave Bags. And she's on Etsy. And she has a 10% off code as a grand opening special. Now, the code is GCB, kind of like the show, GCB10, all together, GCB10. Girl Cave Bags 10, pretty much. To get 10% off your order through the month of September. So that's awesome. I have one coming. I'm excited. I bought it like as soon as she opened the shop because I think they're super cute. They're like big wedge bags and they are super affordable, so go get you one. Next up, I wanted to talk about Theodore. If you don't know who Theodore is, I will introduce you. This is Theodore. Now, I decided I had to talk about him because I had to address the fact that this pattern is, I guess I should say spoiler too. Oh, if you're in Dancing Dog Dye Works and you haven't gotten your yarn and you haven't looked at your pattern, I am so sorry. I probably just ruined it for you. Anyways, but I've gotten so many questions, I had to address this. So this is Theodore. I was one of the designers for the Dancing Dog Dye Works Mini Monster Mania yarn club. This is the pattern I designed. So this is the actual one that if you knit the pattern, this is what size yours will be. I knit it on size US 1 needles and is made with the Dancing Dog Dye Works twist sock yarn in the colorway called Seuss-tastic, because the whole Mini Monster Mania Club had a Dr. Seuss theme. So here he is. My inspiration, his name is Theodore because Dr. Seuss's first name was Theodore. And he's the storytelling monster. And my favorite Dr. Seuss story is The Sneetches. I love that story so much. I think it's just great. It was always one of my favorites. So I gave him a little star belly button. Because I was thinking originally like doing like a felt star and gluing it on, but I found these cute little star buttons at Joann's and I'm like, nah, we'll do that instead. He has a little hair like the Sneetches. But, because I always get, I get asked sometimes like, oh, how do you come up with patterns? I had gotten a skein of Seuss-tastic. That's hard to say. Seuss-tastic. In worsted. So what I decided to do, I decided to design a normal worsted weight size one and then just knit it in the sock yarn, which made it mini. Because, okay, maybe I took it too literal because I don't think any of the other designers' projects are like that mini. But I'm like, it's Mini Monster Mania. So to me, I had to make a mini monster. I think from the tippy top of his hair to the bottoms of his feet, he's 7 inches. So he is small. So, this pattern, unless if you were in the club, is not available right now. I made an agreement with Michelle that Dancing Dog Dye Works has exclusive rights to the pattern to use it in the club, until she gives me the go-ahead to release it, which I think the agreement's like 6 months or something like that. So you can't have the pattern now. I'm sorry, don't PM me asking me, because I'm going to tell you no. I mean, let's face it, I can't. I made an agreement. I can't go back on that. There's nothing I can do. I've gotten so many PMs. Sorry, there's nothing I can do. My hands are tied. So please don't PM me and ask if I can like give it to you on the side. I can't. I won't. So hopefully by next spring I can release Theodore to the masses And I love, because I'm like, all of my monsters so far, most of them, like, their heads are smaller than their bodies, or about the same size. And his head's, like, bigger than his body. Might be a little hard to tell. But I love him. I think he's so much fun, and he's so colorful. And I love the Seuss-tastic. And if you were in the club and you knit him, you will have enough left over for socks. I put the estimated yardage for knitting this on size 1s at about 70 yards. I think I used just under 60. But you always round up so people don't run out. So you should have more than enough to knit socks. Because I want socks in this. Because I love it. It's bold. It's beautiful. And he's Theodore, the storytelling monster. So I just wanted to address that. Because, let me tell ya, people don't like it when they're club exclusives. But at this point, I will never go and release a pattern that at some point the rights aren't going to come back to me. That is very important to me when I work with somebody, that eventually I can sell it to the masses through Ravelry, because I hate exclusives. Like, I like doing clubs because I like guaranteed shipments and I like getting fun things. But at the same time, it totally stinks when you don't have the money, or it's a lottery and you can't get in, or the spaces run out before you get a chance to get there, and there's something you really love, and then you can't get it. And that totally sucks. So, I will never, hopefully at this point, will put a pattern out there, because I just don't think that's fair. And I know some people will sit there and go, well, life's not fair. And I'm like, but I think things should be enjoyed by everybody. I think my pattern should be able to be enjoyed by anybody willing to buy one. I mean, that's the truth of it. I won't put all my patterns out for free, only because I do take a lot of time, and it takes money to buy the yarn and the stuffing and the eyes and everything. I mean, so that's my reason for paid patterns. But Theodore will be coming. Everybody will be able to have him eventually. Just not now. And eventually, if people get, let's face it, sometimes you get those people who get really obnoxious and they hound you. I start deleting your PMs, honestly. When it gets to the point where I tell you no once and you keep coming back at me, I delete the PMs, because that's not fair to me. Especially when I've told you no once. So, just making that clear. Sorry, don't mean to go on a rant. Finished objects. I have finished objects, and I'm so excited. So, last week I showed you I was working on Ruby, and I finished her, and she is so big. She is quite a bit bigger than my original, well, not quite a bit, but she's bigger than all my samples. She's made out of my hand spun. It's Into the World BFL in the Fierce and Flawless colorway. It is just a 2-ply, and it was probably a heavy worsted weight. Maybe even an Aran weight, but it was definitely not bulky. I used size 18mm safety eyes, scrap for the black mouth. I have learned with doing Ruby, and even the Owl Puff Speaks, y'all hate embroidery. I guess I started embroidering at 7. My great-grandma taught me, so I've done it almost my whole life. So for me, this is like second nature. I just satin stitch on a little mouth, and I'm good to go. Or the little beak. I get so many questions about how to do the beak. Like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, if I could do this pattern over again, I swear, I would give it a felt mouth and a heartbeat. I am so sorry to everyone out there who hates embroidery, especially like a satin stitch. Just use a piece of felt. It's fine. So, anyways, my daughter absolutely loved her. I am so happy with how she came out. I almost was kind of sad to let her go. But, I mean, she's just in the other room. But someday she'll probably leave the coop with my daughter. And I just love her. And I love how the original pattern used self-striping yarn. And this kind of, it stripes kind of on its own. So that's Ruby, the lovable, huggable monster. And I came to the realization while doing Ruby and the other monsters I've been doing lately, or not monsters, other toys, I need to order more safety eyes. I am running out, which is nuts, because if you know how many safety eyes I order, you'd be like, how could you run out? Next, I needed a little break. I got Ruby done. And you know how sometimes you just need to cleanse your palette? So, I made a dishcloth. There's a funny story behind the pattern and the yarn. So the yarn I had originally bought for my friend Sherry, who I talk about every so often. I feel like I almost talk about her every episode, but I had given her like a whole little goodie bag of stuff for her birthday, and in it I had gotten her some of the Knit Picks Dishy cotton washcloth yarn. And she had been wanting to try it because I heard rave reviews. And I have to say, the Dishy from Knit Picks is the nicest cotton yarn I have ever used. It is 100% cotton, and it doesn't feel like cotton. It is so soft, and I hate knitting with like the peaches and cream and sugar and cream cotton and all that. This was great. I absolutely loved it. It is the Dishy Multi in the Maps colorway. I knitted on a size 7, and it seems kind of loose, but I keep telling myself it's going to shrink in the wash. They always shrink up some, but it's a little loose. So it's just the grandmother's favorite dishcloth. It's a free pattern. Now, I had knit this. I knit this dishcloth pattern when I was still a really, really new knitter. I hadn't knit more than like a scarf. I made a messenger bag that I felted, which was great being a new knitter. And then I made my first pair of socks. Sherry had taught me how to make my socks. I had taken a class that she was giving. And then it was getting close to Christmas, and everyone was knitting dishcloths to give away as Christmas gifts. Well, they all told me, oh, this is a great beginner knitter pattern. It's fast, blah, blah, blah. So I sat there and I knit the whole thing at knit night because it really didn't take long. My washcloth looked like this. It was like diamond. It was diamond shaped. It was the most wonky dishcloth in the whole wide world. So I frogged it. But for the longest time I was teased how I could knit a pair of socks, but I couldn't knit the simplest dishcloth pattern on the planet. So it took a while for me to live that down. Now I gotta try to make it square again. Shoot. So that was my dishcloth. And then I also made a little mini sock for the Sock the Vote. I wasn't gonna participate in Sock the Vote. I didn't have the money to buy the kit. And once again, I kind of hate those things where you have to buy the kit or whatever to participate. That's a turnoff for me. I'm just being honest. But there's the green party, and you can join, but everything you knit is supposed to be green, which green is my favorite color. I have no shortage of green yarn, but I don't know. That just kind of seems silly. Anyways, not to put down. I'm just, like I said, being honest. But when I found out what the little socks were going to be used for, I had to at least make one. I would have liked to have made more, but honestly, over the weekend, I didn't find out about it until like the end of last week, and my weekend was so crazy busy, and I mailed it out yesterday. So, the little socks, you had to write a little note and roll it up or fold it up and stick it in the little sock, and it was a little message, a positive, just reaffirming message for the women in the battered women's shelter in Hawaii. So I thought that was really important because a lot of times women don't support each other enough. You know, we can put each other down, we can judge each other. You know, it's always funny how if you see a girl wearing the same shoes as you, or the same handbag, or even the same shirt, and you're like, oh, you know, like, you scoff at it. Not like, oh, geez, she's got great taste. Look, we have the same thing. You're, like, turned off because you're like, she's wearing the same thing I am, like she meant to or something, just to tick you off. So I just really think I think women need to support each other a lot more. So that was my whole reason for stepping up in the Sock the Vote. So I'm not going to be like this huge like gung-ho about it. But I'll participate. So, it's my washcloth, talked about my sock, and then I am so excited. Where is it? It's here. I can't show you. It's in my, I got this last year in a Halloween swap because I love old monster movies. I don't like the slasher or horror movies, especially newer ones are just way over the top for me. I like the really old, like, horror movies that really aren't scary, at least not to today's standards. I like the classics. So it has The Mummy on it, and it has Frankenstein, and it has the Wolfman and Dracula, and that's all the stuff I love. I love, like, old school stuff. So I can't show you all of it. It's done. It's finished, except for the mouth. I have this problem. When I make a toy, a lot of times I either get tripped up on the feet, like I don't know how their feet should be, or I get tripped up on the expression I want them to have. I literally have at least a dozen different mouths and shapes and stuff and felt all cut out that I keep just, I'll put it on him for a little bit, be like, maybe, and then I change it out and I leave it on, just stick another little felt mouth to him with no glue, just set it there, and I'm like, So I'm going to see what my kids think, see if they can come up with a unanimous vote about which mouth to use, and if we get it narrowed down to at least, like, I don't know, 2 or 3, maybe I'll ask my test knitters what they think. Normally I'm like all like, I just know what I want, but this one, his mouth has me tripped up, and it's a boy, I'll tell you, it's a boy, and all I'm going to show you is this. His little hand. It is a Halloween themed pattern. I have had this pattern written for a good 7 months, 7, 8 months. I've had it a long time. The pattern was pretty much done. The only modification I made from the original pattern that I had written and all the diagrams drawn and the little sketches drawn was the hands. I didn't make the hands quite as long as I had planned, but he's in here. He's waiting to come out. He wants to play with you. I am sending the pattern out to my testers Friday, and the goal is to have it out the second Tuesday in September, which I think is September 11th. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, I mean, I feel like it's September 11th, and I know that's a very hard day for some people, and it's definitely a day of remembrance. So I might wait till the 12th. I don't know. Is it disrespectful to release the pattern on the September 11th? Or am I just overthinking it? Because I overthink a lot of things. So, but for sure, September 11th or 12th at the very latest, he is done, he is ready to go, and he wants to play. So, I'm excited. Can you tell? Okay, up next, works in progress. I only have one. I did not work on my traveling sweater this week because honestly, I needed a break from the 2x2 rib. 2x2 rib on size 3 needle. It was killing me slowly. So, I busted out my Even Star. It is the Even Star pattern by Susan Pandorf. It is made out of Volmiza lace garn in the Pistazi colorway, and I am now on chart 3. I think I'm about 17 rows into it. So, the last time you saw it, about a month ago, I just finished chart 2. So, I mean, I got, if you can see here, there's like a solid row of stockinette stitch, like a 1/2 inch row. So I've got from the top of that row all the way up. So it is coming slowly but surely, but I am in no hurry. It kind of looks like a deflated balloon right now. So I will just keep plugging away at it when I have the time. Like I said, I am in no big hurry whatsoever. But I'm glad to have finally picked it back up because I don't want it to sit for many, many months at a time without anything being knit on it. I at least want to pick it up every other week would be nice. Like I said, I would like to do 5 rows a week, but I'm like, if I do 10 every 2, that's the same. That's right. That's how I see it. Need a quick drink. Okay, let's see, work in progress. I have no yarny goodness this week, but I have a tool of the trade. I am very excited that today, let's see, I got in the mail my Lorax bag from Tangerine Designs. I had been trying to score one of these bags ever since she started putting them out, and every time I would go get one, they'd be sold out. Like, I would see she post like an update, and I either wouldn't be home to see it, or whatever the circumstance would be, or I wasn't by the computer, and I was always so disappointed because every time she'd make them, they'd sell out. So she did a pre-order for them, was it on a Saturday? Would have been like a week and a half ago. And there were two colors. There were, I think she said this was tan. To me, it's kind of a yellow. A yellowy tan. Why not? With the Lorax, and it's not the Lorax knitting. I think those are supposed to be the arms of the Onceler. That's what that looks like to me. The arms of the Onceler. So, and he's knitting those things. Oh, what were they called? Shoot, I can't remember the things he was trying to sell. So, super cute. I love Tangerine Designs bag. Casey is very nice. It has matching lining with the tree tops in it. And it just cinches. And I love the little loop on the side. And then with the bag, I ordered, because I've been wanting this button, but I wasn't going to pay shipping for just the button. Instead of like I Heart Sheep, it has, I hope you can see it, if it'll focus, it has a skein of yarn, so it's like I Skein Sheep or I Yarn Sheep, which I thought was cute because I take sheep's wool and I turn it into yarn. So I got that, and then this tiny little button with the tangerine with the knitting needle sticking in it. Like I said, I don't know that I can get it close enough and show you. So I'm excited because I got more buttons for my button bag, and I love my Lorax bag. I think that's what I'll put my socks in for Diane of Knittables. What is it? Self-striping September? Self-striping sock September. I can't wait till Saturday. So much to cast on. So excited. No yarn goodness, tool of the trade. Charity. I was contacted. Where'd my iPad go? There it is. I was contacted by, I think her name was Amanda? Yes, I was contacted by Amanda, who on Ravelry, she is, Elizabeth Quintan? Anyways, I'm going to read the message that she sent me through Ravelry because I don't want to mess up the details. And I hate to just read it to you, but like I said. Anyways, it says, "Hello, Jenna. I was hoping that you would mention on your videocast, mention this on your videocast. I am running a hat drive for the troops over on my videocast, Knittin' in the Sun. This hat drive is a cause that is close to my heart as I come from a military family. And my husband is currently an active duty Marine. I am hoping to get as many hats as possible to make our troops' winter a little bit warmer. All of the entries can be posted on the Remember Our Troops thread on Ravelry. Thank you in advance for your mentioning this hat drive. Please find the pertinent information for the drive below." So, 1, you can knit or crochet a hat as long as it's washable. It says, as of right now, feel free to knit any hat in any pattern in any washable yarn you desire. Please make sure the yarn is washable because we cannot guarantee that our 18-year-old boys will know how to hand wash hand knits. Yarn cannot contain glitter for safety reasons. Number 2, create a project page with the tag KIST. Oh, well, it's KIS Troops. So, let's see, it's Knitting in the Sun. I guess that's what it's supposed to stand for, Knitting in the Sun Troops. KIS Troops. I'm going to copy the information, and I'm going to start a thread in the group. But I still just want to mention, package the hat, and if you desire, include a handwritten note. She gives the shipping address to send it to. And then it says, post on the board that you have shipped the hat and be entered to win a prize. The prizes will be announced on the next podcast. If you are interested in donating a prize, please PM me or email me. Feel amazing that you are making a service member's winter away from home a little warmer. The deadline for the first shipment of hats will be November 1st, as I will ship them in time for the holidays. This is going to be an ongoing collection, but for right now, only the first round will have prizes. Thank you, Amanda. So, if you're willing to donate some hats to the troops, either knitted or crocheted, must be washable, go ahead, check out the Knitting in the Sun group on Ravelry and donate a hat. Okay, next up, my spun yarn. All spun up is my Into the World Captain Tight Pants, which is Ram Brûlée, 4 ounces, and I got 220 yards, and it's maybe around a worsted weight. I have not washed, or I don't thwack my finished spun yarn like on something. I kind of think of it as like snapping it, because I put it, okay, I know I've shown you this before, but if you're new or you're not 100% sure what I'm talking about, I put it on my arms and I just go like that. I snap it, and you turn it about a quarter turn and you snap it. Well, this came off. This hasn't been washed or snapped, and it is perfectly balanced. It was balanced even before I just did that snapping demonstration. I don't know what I did wrong. I split the fiber as evenly as possible. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to split it as evenly as possible, and then I'm going to spin the two things, go in the same direction, and I'm going to hope that my colors match up as much as possible. Now, I did split it into 6 pieces. I know I spun them all the right way, but I did have some left over on one bobbin and not the other. I wanted my colors to match up, and they didn't. I got unintentional barber pulling. It is still beautiful. I still love it. I just really wanted to keep the colors together. I did a pretty good job with the Inara colorway, but this got away from me. So it is unintentional barber pulling. I gave it a try. Like I said, the Ram Brûlée, it's like spongy feeling. Like when you squish it, it feels like kind of like a sponge. I can't say I don't like it, because I like it better than spinning the last Expand Your Horizon thing. What was that? It was itchy, it was scratchy. Anyways, so it was better than the last one, but I still just, I don't know, it's not my favorite. It's no Polworth or Merino. It's still good though. I'm still happy with it. I'm happy with the yardage I got. I can't complain at all. So that's my Captain Tight Pants, and I will insert a picture here, and you can see what it looked like beforehand with all the colors kept together. Next on the bobbin, I do not have my bobbin in here because I forgot it on the spinning wheel. But I did set over here what I am spinning. I am spinning a loop bump. It is called Perfect Day. It is 4.4 ounces, and it started with orange. So I have spun up all of the orange. I'm probably about halfway through the yellow. So you're not really missing out on just seeing my bobbin. With it only being 4.4 ounces, and I'm used to my loop bumps being 5, I wanted to spin this really thin to maximize the yardage I could get, because I'm going to Navajo ply it. And so far with my loops, I'm just not getting the yardage I desire. I think I'm afraid to spin it really thin, because then it breaks on me. I always have a problem with when I try to spin really thin, it keeps snapping on me as I'm spinning it. And then I get frustrated. So, like I said, I've done all of the orange, half the yellow, and then it kind of goes into this really light sagey green and into blue. And I thought, it's time for a loop. After all that Ram Brûlée, I needed something I could just sit back and enjoy. I definitely enjoy spinning a loop. And this one is Merino, Bamboo, and Angelina. So it has sparkle. I have no fiber goodness this week either. I'm really proud of myself. I almost wouldn't have any type of enabling whatsoever if it weren't for my Lorax bag. But I had to get one. And I don't remember if I said the Lorax bags. She did a pre-order. There were 12 of the tannish yellow, 12 of the orange, and then she's not making any more. So if you didn't get a pre-order, I'm sorry. You can't have one from Tangerine Designs. But I do know that there are also other bag makers out there who are fabulous that have Lorax fabric. So I'm really excited. Like I said, the new pattern is going to testers. Today is Wednesday. I will definitely have the pattern all typed up, started to format, some pictures taken. I just got to decide on the stinking mouth. And they will get it by Friday, if not Thursday night. So, beginning of September, I'm excited. The pattern will be done in time for the Halloween knit-along because it is a Halloween pattern, which is the reason why the pattern has not been put out before now, because you want to put out a Halloween pattern at Valentine's Day. Not a smart idea. So it'll be perfect for swaps. It'll be perfect for knit-alongs. I'm excited. I hope my testers are excited. And please don't PM me to test. Can I say that without being rude? I get so many messages every week about people asking to test knit. And if I let everybody test knit that I got a PM for, I wouldn't make any money off my patterns. I get tons. And I hand pick 2 or 3, sometimes 4 absolutely tops. I never have any more than 4 testers. And I hand pick people. And I usually pick people I've used before because I know they're reliable. Not that I'm saying that any of you out there aren't reliable. Just when you have people you trust, because they have to keep it under wraps. Nobody's allowed to say anything about the pattern. Nothing. It's all especially after the bot bite experience of just people seeing it beforehand and having people just constantly PMing me about when it's going to be out. My lips are sealed. So, like I said, second Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, if people find it to be disrespectful. I'm really curious what you think. Please be honest, because I don't want to be disrespectful, because it is September 11th. And like I said, I could be totally overthinking it. So, like I said, sorry for anyone out there who PMs me wanting to test knit. If the people that I normally can't get to test knit, then there are people out there who I see that I feel I can trust with the patterns, and I will ask them. It's nothing personal because I don't PM you and I don't pick you. It's, like I said, nothing personal. There are just certain people I trust because I've known them for a while, or they've been knitting my patterns for a while and I've had a lot of interaction. And in my opinion, they have deserved or earned the right to be a test knitter. So, like I said, nothing personal. Don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But I get, seriously, so many requests every week. And I feel so bad every time I have to be like, nope, sorry, no. So, that's it about that. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I'm ready for fall. So, Saturday, we can all start the September knit-alongs. I can't wait. I'm going to start my mittens, my octopus mittens. And I will hopefully, I'm worried about the color work, but hopefully it'll be going good. And I will have more works in progress next week besides just my Even Star. So, until next time, I am Jenna, or till next week, I am Jenna, also known as Retro Lemon. The group is Retro Lemon Studio. All the show notes with all the links to everything you've seen on here is on retrolemonstudio.com. Till next week. I will see you then. Bye.